Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be presenting a very important topic in programming, that is recursions, and this presentation is made by me, Hema Srinunga from CSE department. So let's get started. So in programming, it's very important to understand how data is stored, accessed and changed. So we do this using variables and functions, and in today's session we will focus on variable definitions, lifetimes, scope, storage classes, and finally we'll discuss recursion, one of the most powerful concepts in programming. So, refers to the region of a program where a variable can be accessed or modified. It basically controls the visibility and lifetime of a variable. Understanding scope helps us prevent bugs and manage memory properly. So, let's understand scope more by seeing syntax and example. So, here is a simple example. Here we have declared or defined a global variable, and in this block we have declared another variable which is a local variable. The difference is that local variables exist or visible only inside the function, and this global variable can be accessed throughout the program. So this means that a local variable cannot be accessed outside the block where it is declared, but a global variable can be accessed anywhere in the program. Types of scope. So there are mainly different types of scope in C programming, such as local scope, global scope, and block scope, function scope. Each type controls where and how long a variable can be used in the program. So here, as we can see, global scope, this is accessible anywhere in the program, as we have said earlier, and local scope is only accessible within a function or a group block, and the block scope is accessible only inside a specific blocks, that is example loops or something like that. And yeah, storage classes define the scope, lifetime and visibility of variables in C or C++ languages. So the main storage classes are auto, register, static and extern. Auto is default for local variables. Register stored in CPU registers for fast access. Static refers to retains its value even after the function ends. Extern refers to the variable defined outside the current file. So these are the example for static int count, and these are the examples for all these storage classes we have learned earlier. This is a static example, extern example, and the register example. Yeah, this is how we write a storage classes here. And then finally, what is recursion? So now coming to recursion, recursion is a process where a function calls itself either directly or indirectly. So a recursive function must have a base case. Without a base case, the function will keep calling itself infinitely. uh, a base case is very important for recursive function, and that's the difference between loops and recursions mainly. Recursion is very useful because it allows us to solve complex problems by breaking them into smaller sub-problems. And we can understand by seeing an example here. And the main key point is that we can use recursion in the same problem statements as we use loops, but it depends on less lines of code, because we need less lines of code and we need to manage our time and bugs mainly. So we should prefer one or the other. Recursion syntax is that we this is the syntax for this. This is the recursion syntax, and the main example is that calculate factorial using recursion. This is the if condition we have right here, and yeah, and conclude. To conclude, variables, scope, and storage classes helps us understand how data is managed inside a program. Recursion is a powerful technique but must be used carefully with a proper base case. Base case is very important for a recursion. This is the main key point that I will remind you for even 100 times. So this structure helps you write safe, efficient, and clean programs. And thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like. Thank you.